Hi guys, welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Carmen. Welcome. So in this video, we're going to talk about what exactly the Cabal, also known as the Deep State, is, and if numerology reveals that it will be taken down and destroyed this year. So numerology reveals if this will happen in this video today. Now, if you've watched some of my other videos, then you know that I'm not the type of person to believe in conspiracy theories. I've mentioned this before in other videos that I've done, that when it comes to conspiracy theories, most of them are actually not true. And I believe that most of them are just kind of put into people's minds as a way to put them into fear and as a way to control people. But when it comes to the Cabal, also known as the Deep State, my feelings are a little bit different when it comes to this. Now, let me explain exactly what the Cabal, also known as the Deep State, actually is. So some people believe that there is a deep state of people, which is an organization and a network of people that are elite. And they are the 1% of the world that we live in. So these are people at the top, way at the top. And these are basically the people that have all the power, and they hold most of the money in the world. And they are in all areas of the world in which there is money, influence, and power. So people believe that the deep state is in politics, that they have infiltrated the media, that they are in Hollywood, that they are in the banking system, that they are in all areas of our society where there is wealth and where there is power. And a lot of people believe that these people are all connected to each other, and that is one of the reasons they are able to keep their power and they are able to keep their position as the elite at the top, and why they are able to keep so much of the wealth in the world. Over 90% of the wealth in the world is held by the elites and the people at the top. And so a lot of people believe that these people are connected to each other and that they all belong to the deep state, also known as the Cabal. And that is how they are able to maintain their position of power and elite status at the top, ahead of everybody. Now, a lot of people also believe that this group of people does a lot of evil things and that they are involved in a lot of dark and evil things in order to maintain their power at the top. So, for example, human trafficking. There's all kinds of evil things that a lot of people believe that this group of individuals is involved in. And a lot of people believe that they are involved in these things because there's money in it and there's power. So like I said before, I am not one to believe in conspiracy theories. I think that most of them are not true. And I think that most of them are just a way to control people and to put fear into people's minds. But when it comes to the deep state and the Cabal, I've done a lot of research, and I do actually believe that this is a legitimate thing, that there is actually this group of people out there that does these things to keep and maintain their power and control over everybody. And I'm going to explain why I think that is. We live in a world of duality. So when we come down to planet Earth, the whole purpose of us being here is to have spiritual growth. And in order for that to happen, there has to be darkness with light. So that is the world where we live in. There is always an opposite of everything. In the spiritual realms, there is no need for evilness and negativity. So that doesn't exist up there. Everything is positive up there, and there's only good in the spiritual realms. But on planet Earth, there is darkness and there is evil, because we live in a world where wherever there is light, there is always going to be darkness. Think about it this way. There is always an opposite of everything, right? Anything you can think of in the world that we live in, there is an opposite of that, because we live in a world of duality. And this world of duality, darkness and light, is what helps us to learn our spiritual lessons so that we can have growth and take that back to the spiritual realms. Now, the majority of the world that we live in is good. Most people on this planet are good people and they have good intentions. But we have to have the opposite as well. So when we have a lot of good people in this world, we also have to have a group of bad people in this world, because unfortunately, That is the world that we live in. Your life is kind of like a play. We have all come down here and we've all written our plays and we're all playing it out as we live our lives. And in every single play, there is always a bad guy. There is always a villain. You can't have a play unless you have a villain, unless you have the bad guy. Without the bad guy, there is no play. Nobody would want to see it. Then nothing would happen. It wouldn't be a play. So in every single play, there's always the good guy and there's always the bad guy. And that's why the play happens and that's why you go to see it. Because you want to see what happens. What's going to be the dynamic between the good guy and the bad guy? Is the bad guy going to win out? Or is the good guy going to win out? So that's also the kind of the way life is. And so this group of people, this evil group of people that does evil things, you know, and they are the elites, they are the people at the top, and they are in all areas of society. That includes Hollywood, the banking system, the government, media, they're everywhere. They do exist. They are out there because that's the world of duality that we live in. Numerology reveals exactly if this global elite, this cabal, deep state, will actually be taken down this year and if they are going to fall this year. And I'm going to show you exactly if that is going to happen right now. And by the way, if you don't believe that there is actually a deep state, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. You don't have to believe anything that anybody tells you. Do your own research and figure out for yourself if it's something you believe to be true. And I also wanted to say that not all wealthy people are a part of the deep state. So just because you're wealthy and successful and you're at the top and in the 1% doesn't mean that you're part of the deep state. So this is just a very small group of people that belong to this, and not all wealthy people belong to this group. So I just wanted to make that very clear. If you have seen some of my other videos, then some of this will not be new to you. But basically every single year has its own universal year number. And so let's find out what it is for the year 2020. So to get this number, all you have to do is add up all the digits together in the year until you get a final single digit. And when you add all of the digits together in the year 2020, you get a 4. But the way we got the 4 was we had to add 2 2s together to get the 4. So this is actually a master number 22-4 year. And 22 in numerology is a master number, and let's take a look at the meaning of master number 22. So master number 22 represents building things and building society and building the foundations in which society is laid upon. So people that have this number as their life path number often are the people that help to create the foundations in which our society is built upon. And a good example of this is Hugh Hefner. He was a life path number 22, and he built an organization and foundation that definitely changed society during the time that it was created in, and it had a huge impact on the world and a huge impact on culture and our foundations. And so what that means for this year is that basically everything is being restructured this year. The world that we live in, the old world that we used to know, is basically being ripped apart and torn apart. And so that new structures can come in that will be even better than the ones that we currently have in place. And I talk a lot about this happening in other videos that I've done on my channel. So I'll put links to those videos below, so definitely check those out. But basically what this means is that all things in our world that currently are not working for the majority of people, but are only working for like a few people, basically those things are going to change. Those things are getting destroyed. So that a new world that works for everybody and not just a few people at the top can be created. And so that includes the deep state as well. This is the year where they will start to be taken down and things are going to change, because right now the world that we live in is not very balanced. You know, with this small group of elite people that has all the power and most of the wealth in the world, well, that's not a very balanced world. And so this has to happen in order for the world to become more balanced. 2 in numerology represents balance and partnership and love and compassion. And the number 22 has two twos in it, so the energy of the number 2 is actually doubled and amplified in this number. This isn't a stable foundation in which we have built our world upon, and so it's going to be ripped away this year. And that includes all groups of people that have not been doing honest things, that have not been contributing to our world in positive ways, and that have been doing things to hurt the planet and hurt other people. And this group of people has put money, greed, and power ahead at the expense of other people. So, all groups that have done that, basically, are going to start to get destroyed this year because they're not part of this stable new foundation that's being created. And this more balanced, loving, compassionate world that is coming into place, that basically the foundations are being laid down for right now, starting this year. Now, the number 22 also has the energy of the number 4 as well, because if you add the two twos together, you get the number 4. And so, as you can see in numerology, 4 represents dedication, commitment, responsibility, loyalty, and honesty. And so this is part of the structures that are being put into place for the new world that is being created right now. So the new world is going to be a more honest, more trustworthy, more reliable place. People that are a part of the deep state that don't represent these qualities of honesty and trustworthiness, they're going to start to be taken down this year because they don't fit into this new world and these new structures that are being created right now. And also 4 is the number of work as well. So 4 is a very, very hard working number. And that also means that the work is going to be put in this year to get this done. This is the year where it all gets started because of this very hard-working energy of this number. When a house is built, it has to have 4 walls in order for it to be stable. Can't have only 3 walls, right? Same with a table. A table has to have 4 legs for it to be a stable structure. And so 4 is the number of stability, and it's the number of structures, and it's the number of creating stable structures. And so this is the year when that is going to happen because it has the energy of the number 4. And because it's also a master number 22 year, and the master numbers are all about things of great impact and great importance, this is going to be the year where, these evil groups of people start to get taken down. This is a year of impact. This is a year of importance and significance, being that it is a master number 22 year. And so some of the bad things that the deep state does is going to come to light this year, and people are going to learn about it and find out about these things. And that will start the process of this group being destroyed. Now, this is going to be a process. It's not going to happen all completely this year. This process is going to be taking place over the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. So it's going to take some time, but the process will start this year. And a lot of people are already starting to learn the truth about what some of these people are doing. And so people are becoming more aware and awake. And people are also starting to realize that we all are spiritual beings and that we have more power than we have been led to believe. And this evil group of people, the deep state, they don't want us to become aware of how powerful we really are, because that's how they maintain their power, is by keeping us in the dark. Now, as I had mentioned before, we live in a world of duality. That's one of the reasons we come down to this planet, is that there's bad on the planet and good on the planet. So what that means is that this group is probably never going to be completely removed. They're never going to be taken down completely. There's always going to be some evil people on the planet somewhere, but we're entering into a new time when there is going to be a lot more light on the planet, and there's going to be a lot more good on the planet than bad. And evil groups like this will not have as much power as they do right now. Now, there's one more thing that I wanted to say about this group. I want you to keep in mind that before you are born, you have pretty much already planned out your life, and you have chosen all of the characters that will be in your play of life. So basically your life is kind of like a play, and you plotted that out before you were born, and you chose who would play what part in your play, who would play this character and who would play that character. And basically, all of the villains in your play, you have pretty much already chosen those people before you were born to be the villain in your play. So basically to help you, because the reason we come down here is to have spiritual growth. It's kind of like a school, and we're trying to learn things and advance ourselves so that we can go back and be more, spiritually evolved. And so basically the bad guy in every play serves a purpose. And even though it doesn't seem like it, the bad guy in every single play is actually helping you to learn something. And, you're getting something out of it, even though it doesn't seem like it. The bad person in every play basically is there to help you learn and to help make you grow spiritually. And so keep that in mind that, we sign up in this lifetime to play the part of either the good guy in the play or the bad guy. And so even though these people have signed up to basically be the bad guys, they have signed up to be this group of evil people in our world that does bad things, we have also signed up to be the bad guy as well in other lifetimes. So maybe we're the good guys in this play and in this lifetime, but in other lifetimes, maybe we were the bad guys too. So keep that in mind, Yes, this evil group of people has signed up to be the villain and the bad guy in this play of life. But in other lifetimes, we signed up to be that person. We signed up to be the bad guy. Because that's also part of the great spiritual awakening that's happening on the planet right now. Having the ability to see beyond the veil and to see reality for what it really is. We need to have this ability. We need to be able to see beyond the veil and to see that these people are really just playing a part in the play. They're just playing the bad guy, That is the character that they signed up for. And I talk about this a lot in the video I did on the great spiritual awakening that is happening on the planet. So I'll put a link to that video below so you can check that out. And so instead of passing judgment, let's try to see beyond the veil and reality for what it really is, and just be grateful that we didn't sign up to be those evil characters in this play, because somebody had to do it, right? There wouldn't be a play if somebody hadn't signed up to do that. So let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this. Do you think that there is a deep state of people, an elite network of people that does a lot of evil things on the planet? What do you think? Do you think they're going to be taken down and they're going to fall this year? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to check out my services, I will leave the information to that below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And I would love to have you subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. I am sending you light and love. Take care.